In Daredevil issue 38, Daredevil and Dr. Doom swapped bodies. That all got fixed within the issue, but Doom, using a device to sound like Daredevil, has warned the Fantastic Four that Dr. Doom is going to attack them in the body of Daredevil, even though it's just Daredevil looking for help. And with that confusing introduction, we're reading every Spider-Man ever, and this is Fantastic Four issue 73, The Flames of Battle. The Fantastic Four are awaiting the attack. They have sent Sue away to safety and have a giant gun to take care of any Doom problem. When Johnny Storm sees Daredevil up ahead, he flies after him, but fortunately Daredevil is able to dodge any attack, able to feel the torch's heat before it hits him. Luring the torch away, Daredevil manages to trick him into flying into a water reservoir, dousing his flame and knocking him out. As Daredevil pulls Johnny to safety and contemplates just leaving this all alone, he bumps into Spider-Man, because this is Marvel's New York. Daredevil explains the situation, that the Fantastic Four thinks that he's Doom, and Spider-Man agrees to help. Spidey also saw someone earlier who could help, and he swings around until he finds Thor. But Thor has other pressing matters. He's busy battling the Wrecker, and he refuses to help, although he's kept around just a little bit longer when Spider-Man calls him a chicken. Unable to wait for Spider-Man, Daredevil approaches the Baxter building and is instantly ensnared by Reed Richards. Reed just wants to talk, to find out what Daredevil Doom did with Johnny, but the Thing won't listen. He keeps on attacking, and Reed is forced to use his nerve blast ray on his teammate, just to get a few moments to talk. And so they do that. They talk as Daredevil untangles himself from Reed, and Daredevil realizes that there's no real way for him to prove who he is. As Daredevil comes to this realization, the Thing grapples our hero, and they both trip over Reed and fall into that giant gun on the rooftop, and it explodes. Seeing the explosion from afar, Spidey is finally able to convince Thor to help, but Thor has had his powers removed by Odin. See Thor 148 for details. And so Thor holds on to Spider-Man's back, and they both swing to the rescue. But Johnny Storm has recovered from his fight with Daredevil, and he sees the two heroes. Thinking that they're both lifelike robots created by Doom, he flies over to attack. And so all the players are here on the roof of the Baxter building, and the battle begins. First up is Thor versus the Thing, and this is mostly just the two of them punching each other. Thor doesn't have his powers anymore, but he's still Asgardian, and he can stand up against the Thing's mightiest blows, although he is starting to lose. Next up is Spider-Man versus the Human Torch. The Torch chases Spidey as our hero dodges his flames and attempts to swing away. When Spidey stops on a roof, the Human Torch flies fast at him, only to realize that it's the roof of a chemical plant, and he's heading for a chimney, and he can't stop in time. When he hits it, his flames ignite the chemicals coming out of the top, and there's another explosion in this issue. Last up, Daredevil faces off against Mr. Fantastic, and they end up smashing through the roof into the lab below. Reed is able to stretch himself into a blanket and smother Daredevil, but Daredevil reaches out for a power rod and zaps Mr. Fantastic. Daredevil leaps to escape, but is knocked down again by a stretchy fist. On the rooftop above, the Thing smashes the floor and knocks Thor off balance. But when he goes to deliver a final knockout punch, he hits something invisible that isn't Thor, and Thor is unhurt. And below, in the lab, Reed Richards has Daredevil wrapped up in his arms and also moves to deliver a final punch, but that too is blocked. Both punches were blocked by Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman, who has used her force fields to block the attacks, and explains that she knows that Daredevil isn't Doom. You see, Dr. Doom is live on television in Latveria addressing ministers. All of this was just a big misunderstanding. Also, Spider-Man and Johnny Storm are both here at the end, so the explosion seemingly did nothing. Our accused heroes depart, and Reed and Sue make out. Thanks for watching and joining me on this journey. Next week, Peter Parker is reunited with his friends and family, and Mary Jane plays a key role in an evil plot. But before we get to that issue, here's a fun fact about this one. One of the reasons that Sue Storm was sent away, beyond old-fashioned sexism, is that she is pregnant at this point in the comics, with the child that will turn out to be Franklin Richards.